Hey everybody, Adam O'Leary, Nika. We're back with another episode of Encite Live. We're coming from our new location, Denver Athletic Club, downtown Denver. We're in the golf simulator room, which is super cool.
Yep.
And behind our cameras, two really cool golf simulators. But we're really excited about this week's Encite Live. It is a new year. It is 2023. And we are really excited about our new year coming. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But I think the one thing that we wanted to talk about today, I saw an article, and it's all about Lego, and they have some new branding, some new logos out in the world, which is causing a big kind of spark in Lego world. Mm-hmm. I know my son's into Legos. I know a friend of mine from college who's almost 50 who's into Legos. So
I'm into Legos.
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay. No. So. It's funny, but they there's a teaser out there with a new logo that says Lego Games, mm-hmm. and the top of the G is an outline of a Lego brick. So the speculation is they're coming out with their own series of video games, right? And it's going to be Lego branded. And now there are Lego video games now, mm-hmm. right? But it's typically under the Star Wars brand, or I think there's a Batman one. There's a Harry Potter,
Indiana Jones.
See, yeah.
They have Avengers too. Yep.
So it's always under that Marvel brand or that mm-hmm. Star Wars, that Disney brand. But now there's speculations they're coming out with their whole series of strictly Lego games.
Right.
So it brings up a good point, a point of being like a legacy brand like Lego. Mm-hmm. And I come to find out that you're supposed to say it's not Legos, it's Lego. Did you know that?
I did not.
Okay,
but
so
I guess
I heard
that does kind of make sense.
Right? So
a little
Lego
bit.
is both plural, whatever.
Yeah.
Tangent. Anyway, Lego is both plural and singular. But Anyway, so the games are speculation are coming out. So this is a good mm-hmm. point that you're kind of for such a legacy brand. I mean, Lego's been mm-hmm. around for a century, I don't know, like
a
decades.
Really long time.
So it's really a good thing to kind of create a little bit of buzz. They're kind of doing some more line extensions. Mm-hmm. And then keeping your Lego enthusiasts engaged, but are you reaching out to even more potential audiences?
Absolutely. And I think that that's a big market that they haven't captured yet, just because they have been selling off their rights to these other brands, but those games have been so successful already, so why not do it themselves?
Yeah. It's one of those things where I think it's a super cool way to do the brand extension, line extension, the kind of thing, but which is, can be very hit or miss, I think sometimes. But with Lego, I think they have so much legacy there that
Absolutely.
They can do no wrong. But
companies really do have to start looking into how they're going to be sustainable for the future. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these things are changing really quickly. Technology is becoming more advanced, and people are relying more on technology for everything. So I think with a brand like Legos, where it's geared towards kids specifically, for them to build all these things that they want to build and be really interactive, a lot of kids nowadays are on their iPads all the time.
Yeah.
Or on their computers or TVs or whatever. So being able to transition their company now to this new generation is going to be really important for them in the long term.
Yeah, and I also think that they, having different product lines, line extensions, brand extensions, I mean, that's very, like I said, hit or miss, and it's kind of risky for some brands, mm-hmm. right? But I don't know that it's risky for Lego, right?
I don't think so.
And I think that they're not a physical product company mm-hmm. anymore. They're almost a media brand. We talk a lot about all companies turning into media brands because content marketing is so mm-hmm. important. You're creating video and blogs and all these kinds of different things in any industry. I mean, even if you're in shoes or software or architecture or education, right? You're kind of moving into this media thing. And I think that's what they're doing that, obviously, because they have movies, video games, all those kinds of things.
They've done it really, really well so far, being able to transition into that sort of era and expand their product lines. And I mean, everything that they have done so far is super successful. So I feel like it's not something we should be super worried about for Lego.
I'm not worried about it. I think Lego is going to do just fine.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they're moving more in the digital realm so I don't step on Legos.
Exactly.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah. And I mean, there comes this whole case study with video games too, where a lot of companies will try to make a video game and it'll just go so poorly because they're in it for the cash grab. Whereas I feel like Lego, with everything else that they've done, it hasn't been like that. And a lot of the Lego video games that have come out already haven't felt like that either. Like, they have a cult following around them.
Yeah.
So I think them being able to take that, even though it wasn't even necessarily their branded work, but be able to take that and like carry on that sort of that legacy is really good.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting too is that I know that they're working with a game developer called 2K, and 2K has also developed a big series of sports games. So there's kind of they're being alluded to that 2K is the one kind of developing. So they're bringing in the right people to create games, right? Like,
absolutely.
So that's my only kind of concern is, are Lego enthusiasts into sports games particularly? Because I know the big ones are typically around movie franchises too, right? But we'll see. Like you said, I'm not worried about it, but
I think the biggest concern from my end would be that they're making sure that they're catering to the customer rather than catering to profit. Because what we've seen a lot in the video game industry is that a lot of these companies are coming out right now and doing things that their original fan base is really, really not happy with, especially with like Call of Duty and stuff like that. They've really isolated a huge chunk of their original supporters and their loyal customers. So as long as Lego takes it in an approach where it's like fun and creative, like they have done everything else, and I mean, they're going to make money off of it regardless.
They're going to do good.
There's just no need to be putting in these specific things for them to earn more profit, in my opinion.
That's right. So I'm not worried about Lego. It looks like they're doing great. They're doing some more cool stuff. It's going to be exciting. It's great for Lego enthusiasts, and probably to expand their reach too. So second thing I want to talk about, since we're on the subject of branding, we just did a holiday. We put together and found some hoodies that were kind of holiday themed, and kind of
created our own artwork around it and everything.
So it was kind of one of the things we talk about, our branding, and the reason we did that was, first of all, we let everybody in our group, everybody on our team, kind of come up with their kind of own design, based around kind of holiday movies. I mean, there was South Park, there was Nightmare Before Christmas, there was Elf, whatever. I forget the other.
Die Hard.
Die Hard, right? So, but the whole point is we wanted to do something. We do all these kinds of things because they're educational. We're trying to, get people to, help bring some insight for them as well. But we kind of wanted, we're a fun group. We're a creative group. We're like down to earth, casual. So we kind of wanted to do just something.
It doesn't
fun.
have to always be so serious.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I think also with it being on social media, not a lot of people think about how well that could affect like your following, your engagement, and even your exposure to people. So with us getting leads, finding clients, if somebody just sees this one specific giveaway and they like tune into it, say, hey, who's Encite? It really helps out with our brand awareness, I think. Yeah,
I mean, you can talk about it pretty specifically because it's on social, right? Yeah. But at the same time, it's, we don't want to be selling something every time, right? We want to do something fun, and just something that's just
exactly, because a brand is really a relationship with the consumer, or not even the consumer, but just like people who interact with it. It's just that relationship. And so I feel like being conscious of that and tuning into it and coming into it with an active approach is like, I'm going to maintain this relationship super well, is really important.
Yeah. So I think we're still kind of tallying who's gonna win some hoodies, but I know that we're gonna maybe print some out, and I know I'm gonna get one. So but so it's a lesson in branding that everything that you do still reflects your brand personality, still kind of contributes those brand attributes, and our brand attributes are being down to earth, being approachable, being collaborative, being creative, fun, and those kinds of things. So this kind of goes with that, but it's a good approach to make sure that whatever your brand is, whatever those brand attributes are. I mean, you can do something that's just just for fun, just to kind of engage, get people to engage, and that's kind of like the whole goal of it. Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yep.
There's an easy one. Lego branding hoodies. Denver Athletic Club, golf simulator. It's a good episode.
Let's go.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Hope we'll see you next time, and we'll talk to you soon.